That's Chris. That's Eric. We just did a show a few minutes ago, so no, we didn't. We don't wear the same clothes for an entire week. We did a burger last week. Excellent burger, 7.5, 8.5, and I went 9.5. It is Great Flood Brewery. It's out in Middletown. Make sure you check it out. Make sure you go back and watch last week. Pretty awesome burger, in my opinion. Yeah. It would be one that I would drive from home to that place and get a burger. I think that's not how we're going to rate them all, but anyway.
I still think that's one of the best ways to do it. It's good. Worth making the drive.
Yeah, and I came up with it on the fly.
And now we got to wash it down, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, absolutely. Now we got to wash it down. So this week we are reviewing 3 Keys Distillery. So I'm going to put that up there. You can check it out. Don't know anything about it, to be honest. I went to a liquor store on the way to get the burger, and literally just stopped in and kind of looking around. I chose this bottle for a very specific reason, which I'm going to get to in a minute. Well, I'll talk about it now. So one of the things that makes a bourbon is, well, there's lots of things, but typically they have to be in a barrel for at least 4 years, right? All right, so when I was looking through there, when I was looking at all the bourbons, there were some really good 8-year, 10-year. One of my favorites, which we're going to do here over the next several weeks, is a 10-year. I love it. It's my go-to. And I love to drink neat, so I don't put anything in it, no ice and nothing else in it. But the reason I picked that, and I don't know if you can pick this up. See if you can zoom in there. All right.
Can you zoom in at all?
So, well, that's okay. So right down here, you're not going to be able to see. But I don't know if you can take a picture and zoom in. But anyway, it tells you how long it was stored in a barrel. And it says 2 years.
Well, now, and I may be wrong.
Yeah.
I believe you can call it bourbon in 2 years, but this one says Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, and those 4 words mean 4 years.
I know.
Right?
But it says 2 years on there.
Yes, it does.
All right, it says 2 years. So whatever. I just thought it was interesting because it looks like it's a younger bourbon. Okay, let me get that bottle turned back around.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry.
There you go.
Yeah, you can put it back on. So it's a younger bourbon. So I think a lot of stuff we drink around here is a little older. So I thought, well, let's try something that's newer. And, speak to this, either one of you, but we see, and we're in Kentucky, so if you're watching this outside of here, we see a lot of this. And what this is, it's like a boutique type bourbon, right?
Oh,
so these guys are trying to make stuff and get it out real quick. My guess is in 10 years, you'll see this be probably a 4 to 5 years.
Probably.
Like that, right?
Yep.
So why would somebody take a 2-year bourbon and stick it in a bottle?
Bourbon craze. I mean, you can't keep bourbon on the shelves, and everybody's in this. There's a whole industry built around trying out new bourbons.
Yep, that's right.
Which is cool, and being in Kentucky, that's really cool to see. It helps our tourism, the bourbonism, right? That
bourbonism, I like it.
The bourbon trails and all that stuff around town, but it definitely leads to probably an infatuation in the market. Too many products.
Yeah.
Not to say that we'll find out how good this one is, but there's so many. I mean, you could do this podcast and we could do something different literally every single episode that none of us have tried, and
I'd go for years before we'd repeat.
And I'm a bourbon guy. I mean, I have bourbon every. When I sit down at home, I'm drinking bourbon. That's what I have, and I tried a lot of them.
Yeah, it's interesting. The label's pretty interesting and all that good stuff. So it's kind of a cool looking bottle. I will tell you one thing: if you guys ever want to see this guy's collection of bourbon bottles, it's pretty cool. He does. What do you put in there? I mean, you put like wheat and flowers and stuff like that.
Yeah, we'll do that next time. I'll put. I'll bring a couple of them out. He got the idea from a client.
Yeah, he does a pretty cool thing with all those bottles. So actually, I do something a little bit different with my bourbon bottles. The ones that I think are cool looking. Yeah. I don't do it with every one of them, but the ones I think are cool looking, I actually fill mine up with just plain vanilla golf teas. So they're not white. It's an old kind of natural wood.
Natural wood,
thing. And it's just kind of cool. I just filled up, 3/4 of the way, and that's how I dress them up when I've got.
You know what? Why don't you bring a couple of yours in, and we'll bring a couple of mine, and we'll put them next to each other. Just give people ideas.
I need to do that. We'll do that next 2 weeks. So.
One of the things that's cool about decorating bottles is I've got several bourbons that I've tried that I had no idea if it'd be any good, but I thought it would make a cool looking bottle. And sometimes I get one that's like, I'll never make that mistake again. But you know what? I got a couple that I really like.
But you got a cool bottle out of it.
I got a cool bottle out of it, but I've got a couple bourbons that I really like that are not that expensive that I tried because the bottle would be decorative.
Yeah. Well, that's how my favorite, which we'll do here in several weeks, I bought it purely because of the bottle.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my goodness, this is really, really fantastic. And so it's like my go-to now. All right, here's the story. So we just each take a sample of it. We talk about, I don't know, whatever you want to talk about and why you like bourbon and what you like about it, what you want to, if you smell it, taste it, whatever the case is. And if I'm not strong enough to get this off here, I may have to have Eric do that. He's a strong guy.
Get the muscle down at the end of the table.
God, and I work out every day and I couldn't get that off. All right.
I got to see something here.
Yeah.
We need to look at your workout plan.
Yeah. Well, I do Beachbody, so there's a plug for Beachbody.
Kind of a rule of thumb. The reason I was wanting to look at this is it a synthetic cork or is it a natural cork? Because most people will tell you if it's a synthetic cork, you need to let the bourbon breathe for a minute, like wine.
Okay. Well,
I don't know how much truth there is in that, but just
I've not heard that before.
Yep.
What's that?
We'll let him guinea pig since we just
No,
sampled.
just you got to pour some out. All right. So Chris, while he's doing that,
All right.
what do you typically look for in a bourbon? What is it? Do you look for something in particular? You just kind of trying stuff?
There's nothing in particular that I look for. I do have a tendency to like the ones that are a little bit high wheat, which this one is not. This one it said was
21 rye. Is that what I see?
yeah, this
21
is
rye, 70 corn.
70 corn, 21 rye, 9
barley.
barley. So it's not a wheated bourbon. The high corn ones tend to have some good caramel flavor to it, in my opinion. I like those. I like high rise as well. I like to try everything.
So one of the things that while they're getting everything ready, one of the things that I do is obviously we smell it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's got to give off certain flavors to it. One of the things I've noticed as soon as I took a whiff of this is going to be pretty potent on the back end. I don't know that.
I was going to say when you nose it, right?
Oh, man.
There's a little bit of kick to it when you nose it.
Even before before I try it, I'm like, this thing maybe should have sat in that
this
barrel
one's going to smack you for a little bit.
What was the proof on this?
101,
101,
yeah,
101 proof. All right.
So
it's not off the deep end, but it's not mellow either.
Yeah. So as you guys watched any of the videos, the way I like to drink it neat, I just think that's the way it should be done. If I find one that's a little bit kind of smacky on the back end, as Chris likes to say, then I can cut it a little bit and still drink it. If I put 1 cube in there and it's still a little, then I just don't drink it. I don't do it. So it's either neat or 1 cube and that's it. That's the only way I do it. So, did you guys try it?
Not yet.
Yeah.
It's got some nice legs on it.
Yeah, I can tell you this is going to be pretty brutal because I can't even get it up to my mouth and it's pretty brutal.
There's a kick.
Actually, not as bad as I thought.
No, that's actually pretty good.
There is a kick. It's not as bad as I was expecting.
I will tell you, the kick is
like
nowhere
that.
near as bad as the smell. It's just
the nose on it is not great.
No, it's not. But it's not bad.
It's got a nice little burn to it.
I could actually drink.
It lasts a minute. A minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. I've still got it. Yep.
I could do this neat, but I think I'm going to prefer it with a cube, which I'm going to try in a second.
You're a neat guy. In my opinion, I like to try it.
I appreciate the compliment, by the way.
You're a neat guy. You like to drink neat. I like neat. I like to cut it with just a little bit of water. I like to throw an ice cube in it.
Yep.
I like all of those, but some I think are better with others. I'll try both ways.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it does. I'm sure somebody can articulate the reason why a cube just gives it a totally different flavor. But that's what I see. If I drink something neat, and then I put a cube in there, I really do get it gives a different. I don't want to say a different flavor.
It opens up some of the flavors.
Yeah, it gives it a different back end taste.
Throw that down. I'll take it.
Yeah, and so anyway, I'm kind of chilling it for a quick second, and then I want to try it again.
And I think the temperature change does make a difference too.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean,
if you think about anything else that you would drink, does water taste better straight off the tap, or does it taste better when it's in ice?
I'll be honest. I'm shocked at the taste versus the smell I had when I first smelled it. I thought this thing's I'm gonna pucker up and probably have a weird looking face, but
the smell's a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
When you first
it was. But now that I got a cube in there and I've chilled it, the smell's not bad. I mean, the smells.
This is better.
I liked it better without. I thought that was actually I like that better neat.
Okay.
I like it better with the cube.
Yeah,
so it's good both ways though. I do like it.
Yeah, this is one I would definitely drink with a cube, no doubt about it. price point on this sucker is $64.99. I bought it at a place over in Middletown. $64.99. So
that's probably the greater debate here. Is it worth the 65?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I did it once. There's so many bourbons.
Yeah.
And honestly, I keep going back to my favorite. And so when I go in, I go to the shelf. They have it. I get it, and I'll try a few things like this. But what I really like is working with all these guys because we have plenty of samples in the back. And so
no, we'd never do that.
No, only after hours.
It's a heck of a kitchen.
It just don't
only after hours.
Yeah, yes, it is daylight out.
I was gonna say that's the sun. I don't know.
And it is 1 o'clock on a Friday, but we don't have client meetings or anything afterwards, so we're all in good shape. But no, I actually really like this now that it's chilled out.
I like this. I think it's very good. I like it a little bit better neat, but I think it's good both ways. But you bring up a good point. It's a $65 bottle of bourbon.
Yeah.
And I probably would not buy it again, because there are other things that I like.
Not at 65.
Not at $65.
Yeah.
If this was 40, I would buy it again in a heartbeat.
Yeah, 35, 40 bucks. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So what'll be interesting to see is if this thing sits on the shelves for another couple of years,
where the price
and you
point
start
is.
seeing, So when you start seeing, 4, 5, 6, 7 year flavors of this, how that affects the price point. Because this is not bad. For a 2 year, I was not expecting this good.
And I'm going to add something to what I said a minute ago. When I first put that cube in there and just slight little melt, I didn't like it as well, but it's melted down a little bit more. I like it better now.
I like it a lot better.
This just needs a little bit more water to it to cut those flavors out. Yeah, that's actually very good. But at $65, a little bit pricey for the bang for your buck.
Yeah, I get it. All right, Eric, Brady, 1 to 10, what do you think? Don't compare it to your burger now. You wouldn't pay 5 on the burger. So what do you think?
I'll give it a 5 because of the price. That price is just too high. If this is a $35, $40 bourbon, it'd be a really good.
It'd be a higher number. Yeah,
I would absolutely buy this at $35, $40.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm going to concur with that 5. And it's the price that's hurting it. This is a good bourbon, and I would rate this a lot higher if it was a lot less expensive.
Yeah. So I'm gonna disagree with you guys a little bit. I'm gonna say this is more, to me, a 7. And the reason I say it's a 7 is because we have an example over there that's a 10-year. Okay, and you guys know which one it is. Maybe we'll do it. Maybe we'll do it next week. But to me, when I compare a 10-year-old, and it's probably $74. I think it was $74.86 for the two in the store. When I compare the two, I am blown away that this.
You couldn't do that again if you had.
There's no way. I'm blown away that this bottle, to me, at a 2-year, is better than a 10-year. I like it better. So
really,
I do. You're going to see me rate that thing. I'm probably going to be in the.
Because I've had that one many times.
I get it.
Okay, interesting.
I get it. Yep, I get it. But anyway, so this is.
I will agree. The one you're referring to, I don't know if we're not saying it or not, but
we're not.
So if we're not saying it, but the one you're referring to is not any better than this, and that is a 10-year that's priced above this.
Yeah, it is.
So
So this is all right. What is it again?
So this is Keys Distillery, and it's their. I don't know if it's got it's this Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey Small Batch. We'll have the description of it below this video. So if you want to go out and get it, feel free. But hey, we got a couple 5s and a 7, so pretty good. We're going to be doing bourbons every other week, so make sure you tune in. And as always, here's to a good weekend, I guess, because it is Friday for us. So check us out next week. We're going to do another bourbon, another burger. Maybe I should
have another drink, Brian.
Have another drink. We're going to do another burger next week, and then there'll be a bourbon beyond that. So. Bourbon Beyond. That's a concert series. Hope it comes back.
Yes, it is.
Anyway, have a good week, everybody. We'll catch you guys next week. Here's to you.